decided to jump 10 years into WWE's future just to see how crazy things can truly get. Here we are, back at it again in the universe mode. 10-year sim, I basically have wiped NXT from existence. It doesn't matter. I put everybody from NXT into the main roster, so we're hopefully gonna have the NXT people also be integrated into the, you know, the matches and the storylines, and we're gonna go pay-per-view to pay-per-view, because if I simulate show by show, we're gonna be here all day, so I'd rather not do that. This match seems familiar. I know, right? That was probably the only good match in the entire show. This is literally present day, so not much is gonna change. We literally just had this match in real life at the time of this recording, and we had the same result as the time of this recording. Would you look at that? Stephanie McCurr is the women's world champion, and we listen, we still even got Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton on like rotation on SmackDown. We also got that. It's very accurate. Jey Uso wins the world title. Okay, well, that's the only inconsistency. I guess that's the first thing that gets a little crazy, but outside of that, pretty similar. This is literally the first month. Queen of the Ring Wendy Chu is in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Natalia wins. JC Jane beats Lola Vice. Charlotte Flair beats Elektra Lopez. I don't know why she's here. Michin beating Jade Cargill. Now that's something you're probably never gonna see in WWE TV. As much as we love Michin, yeah, that one's probably not gonna happen if I'm being honest. All right, Natalia beats JC Jane. Michin beating Charlotte Flair, and Michin wins Queen of the Ring. Wow, you love to see it. She beats Charlotte Flair, that fraud. Wait, King of the Ring. Oh, you're right. My bad. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. Oh wait, Gunther won. Yeah, Gunther won. Okay, that makes sense. Gunther wins the King of the Ring. Okay, we got it. Let's go. Clash of the Castle. So, this is a match you'll see in real life. Most of this stuff you'll see in real life, except Stacks versus Andrade, especially because Andrade's not even here anymore for some reason. Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie McCurr for the world title. All right, Lyra Carrier, Becky Lynch, and then, wow, Eric Rowan versus Cody Rhodes, by the way, for the WWE Championship. Jey Uso defending the title. Julia defending the title. This is stuff that you see in real life. Stephanie McCurr defending the title. Becky Lynch defending the title, and now the moment of truth, bro. Eric Rowan is your WWE champion, everybody. Let's go. Money in the Bank. Listen, this is gonna be a 10-year sim. We got a lot of things to get through. We got we got Sol Ruka. I feel like Sol Ruka in a Money in the Bank ladder match is gonna be inevitable. And in the men's, this would be fire. So we got Bronson Reed, Punk, Trick Williams, Obafemi, Javon Evans, Ridge Holland, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. Now, I feel like Javon Evans in a ladder match, in a Money in the Bank ladder match, is a given. Obafemi and Trick Williams, all the NXT men's stars are gonna be here. But let's see who wins the Money in the Bank's contract. Charlotte Flair, of course. Charlotte Flair is, you know, very accurate. You know what? This universe mode, when it comes to some of the results, has been very accurate. So, and then Seth Rollins. Wow, Charlotte Flair and Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank contracts when we got opportunity to build new stars. This is really like WWE in real life. Oh my God, it's crazy. We're going pay-per-view, bro. If I see this match one more time, I'm switching their divisions. I've seen this match enough times in real life. I don't need to see it again. Liv and Bailey, okay? Lexis King and Stacks on a pay-per-view match, and the main event is Rhea versus Stephanie McCurr. I mean, okay, we're getting some samey matches, but it's fine. We're trying to see. I want to see Liv Morgan back, by the way. She is needed. Rhea Ripley finally ends the reign of Stephanie McCurr, finally winning the Women's World Championship back. Survivor Series War Games. Usually, Universe Modes loves putting in crazy ass teams for War Games. I'm not gonna lie. Randy, Javon Evans, and Fraxium versus the Good Brothers and DIY. I mean, it's not the craziest one I've seen, but it could have been worse. Nia Jax beats Naomi. Julia having a great reign, I guess. Jada Parker versus Tatum Paxley. Bronson Reed defends against Seth Rollins, his Vision leader. I guess in this timeline, it doesn't matter. Josh Briggs and Stacks. Alpha Academy with the titles. And in the main event, JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Jordan Grace and Sol Ruka. That's actually a pretty solid team. Not bad for win War Games. The Royal Rumble. From Royal Rumble number 1. Royal Rumble year number 1. Who will win the Women's Rumble? Bianca Belair. That is pretty standard, okay? Bro, it could not get any more realistic. It's just Bianca and Roman. Wow. Actually, you know, this is your 2026 Royal Rumble winners are leaked. Actual leaked winners for the Royal Rumble here. I'm sorry, the black vans are coming to my house right now. I just leaked the results because that's probably what's gonna happen. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be in Saudi, so they're probably just gonna have big stars win the Rumble. The Chamber, though, is Thea Hale, Alexa Bliss, Nikita Lyons, Io Sky, Wendy Chu, and JC Jane. Okay. Liv Morgan, 75 Curve World Title. Candice LeRae, Bianca Belair. All right. Bro, Stacks has been in like every single pay-per-view so far. And in the Men's Chamber, odd. I don't know why Noam Dar is here, but okay. Alexa Bliss wins the Women's Chamber. Stephanie Ryker wins back the title. All right. And Julia's still the women's champion, or the women's United States champion, and Gunther wins the Chamber. Cool. Moving on to WrestleMania. This is gonna be our first WrestleMania. We've seen this match a ton. Javon Ethan Page, that's an NXT match. Misha and Julia. When will Julia's title reign end, by the way? I'm trying to see when that's good. That's a reign of terror right there. Io Sky wins back the title, even though Stephanie Ryker just won it. But okay. Universe mode things. Berto and Angel win. Ethan Page. Julia's still with the reign of terror, still going at it, and Obafemi is now the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It's the World Heavyweight Champion. I honestly see that happening at some point in the next 3 years. Night 2 of Mania. Candice LeRae, Bianca Belair. Shawn Spears has a Mania match against CM Punk. Selena Vega, Braun, and Dom. Okay, Trick Williams, Rich Holland, Josh Briggs. Andrade in the WrestleMania main event is Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. All right, bro. Candice LeRae back at it again. Shawn Spears beat CM Punk in WrestleMania. That's one you'll never see. Dom still the IC champion, and Kevin Owens is the WWE champion. I think he was defending the title, so I don't know why he was on that side, but whatever. It is what it is. And that's year number 1 complete. Year 2, let's see if things get any crazier. The farther we go, I feel like the multi-universe mode starts throwing shit at the wall and see what works. Josh Briggs, United States champion. That's a new one. Ethan Page wins. Oh, Charlie Dempsey finally dethrones Dom as the IC champion. Okay. Bro, Julia has been on a run. Money in the Bank this time around. This seems like a relatively standard Money in the Bank ladder match with the exception of Trick Williams and Obafemi. Ooh, Sol Ruka versus Candice LeRae. I'm kind of rooting for Sol there. What is this division? I need to check this division on SmackDown. This Women's United States Championship division. What does it consist of? It consists of 6 people. It feels like there's nobody here. Let's put Tatum Paxley in it. Jada Parker, Don Hendry, Nikki Cross. Let's expand it a little bit. It's just Michin versus Julia forever. This women's Money in the Bank ladder match has some it has a little bit of flavor, I guess. It's relatively standard for the most part. But let's see the men's. Gunther wins the Money in the Bank ladder match, and the women, Bianca Belair wins the Money in the Bank ladder match. Bro, give me something crazy, not the standard stuff, as Julia goes over again. Kevin Owens, WWE champion. Alpha Academy are still the tag team champions. Sol Ruka is the women's champion. That's the W. You love to see that. Charlie Dempsey is the IC champion. Okay, so far things are starting to change. We're starting to see a lot of the NXT people take over, and Julia's just like a monster, unstoppable beast, cannot be stopped. That one. Anyways, triple threat. Raquel Rodriguez wins the women's IC championship. Julia's a goddamn monster, can't lose. Lash Legend versus Nikita Cross, or Nikita Lyons, I guess, for some reason. Josh Briggs wins the US championship. Tommaso Ciampa wins, Bayley wins, and Karrion Kross is the world heavyweight champion. Oh god, what a timeline this is. Noam Dar versus Kevin Owens is the main event of SummerSlam for the WWE championship. Io Sky is the women's champion, and Noam Dar loses to Kevin Owens. Cool. I was honestly kind of hoping that Noam Dar won just for content's sake, but that's fine too. And Julia's still to this day, bro, she's still at it. Oh my gosh, she's gonna have like a damn 2-year reign or 3-year reign. She's gonna become Roman, dude. Josh Briggs also having a long reign. Noam Dar Roman on a pay-per-view match, by the way. Julia, dude, I'm at this point, I'm gonna just simulate until she wins. We got 2 years, or we're 2 years in at this point. I need to see Julia lose this title, dude. I need to see how long it actually lasts. I'm so invested. Bro, how is she so good? Julia. Bro. Wendy Chu's the women's world champion? Whatever you say. I'm trying to see this Julia reign end, though. Oh my god. Jeez, Royal Rumble. We're here mostly for the Royal Rumble winners, of course. Wendy Chu wins. Seth Rollins wins the men's Rumble. Come on, give me something new. Bro, it's the most standard winners. Finally! Oh my god! Jada Parker was the one that slayed the beast at WrestleMania, by the way, so it's fitting. But jeez, dude, damn near 2-year reign as the Women's United States Champion. Oh my god. Cody Rhodes, Randy at WrestleMania, man. That's a match we gotta see. That's the match we gotta see for real. In real life, I mean. And CM Punk and Seth Rollins are main eventing WrestleMania, with CM Punk getting the win. Ethan Page and Trick Williams are fighting over the world title. And Ethan Page wins or defends the World Heavyweight Champion. I almost said the Women's Championship for some reason. I'm getting mixed up, tongue-tied, talking too much. Let's see this year's Money in the Bank. Year 3 Money in the Bank. Who will it be? I'm not sure. I would give it to Kalani Jordan. You know, make a new star. For the men, I'll give it to Trick Williams. I feel like that would be good. I feel like that would actually be pretty good. Let's see it. Roxanne Perez. Actually, not a bad choice. Liv Morgan wins the title. Okay. Ethan Page defends the title. Sheamus finally. Sheamus wins the IC Championship. If he did this in real life, he would have won every title. So this is a big moment for him, actually. And Seth Rollins. Whack, bro. And now we got Uncle Howdy versus Santos Escobar for the WWE Championship, bro. We're 3 years in, and this is the stuff we're getting now. And Javon Evans. There we go. Javon Evans is the World Heavyweight Champion. All right. We love to see it. Finally, a new champion, new reign. Hopefully, he has a good reign with the title and doesn't lose it in a month like Sheamus did. This is like an absolute demon War Games match. And Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. Wow, again, I should probably move Lyra outside of that division. Uncle Howdy versus Roman. Ethan Page, Jey Uso. R-Truth, Tony D for the United States Champion. And then Javon versus Sammy for the world title. Honestly, this could go either way, in my opinion, because if I see Javon lose it to Sammy, at least Sammy's the one winning it. Roman winning the WWE Championship back. Okay. R-Truth, United States Champion. Devon Evans defends the title. And then Lash Legends team wins. Day 1. Do we have anything out of the ordinary? I mean, we got Women's IC Championship matches main eventing. You could say that's out of the ordinary. So we're just going to move on. Royal Rumble. Honestly, I think we only care about the Royal Rumbles here, as usual. The Rumble winners are the only ones that matter. Rhea and... oh boy, Solo Sikoa wins the Men's Rumble. Yay. Let's see the chambers. This is probably the worst chamber I've ever seen in my life. But AJ Styles wins. Cool. WrestleMania night 1. We're at WrestleMania 44, I believe. Trick Williams is main eventing WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax. Of course, Charlotte Flair wins the match. Of course, she does. Stacks loses to R-Truth. All right, JC Jane wins. Kalani Jordan. Lyra Valkyria. LA Knight beats Josh Briggs. Jada Parker. United States Championship. And Trick Williams. Trick Williams wins World Heavyweight Championship in the WrestleMania main event for night 1. Day 2 of WrestleMania. 44 at this point. Okay, that's standard. That's different. I feel like this match would actually be pretty good, honestly. Oh god, what a match this would be. Wesley over Femi. You know, honestly, not the worst Mania card ever put together by Universe Mode. It could have been a lot worse. Bailey wins. Tony D, Tiffany Stratton, Jordan Grace beats Nikita Lyons. Logan Paul's IC champion over Femi. Ivar and Elric. Raquel Rodriguez IC champion, and Kevin Owens wins the championship again. All right, so now year number 4. One more year and we will already be halfway through. Let's see here. Bailey, Rhea Ripley, so more basic things for the most part. Kelani Jordan versus Naomi. Okay, that should be a pretty fun one, I think. That actually be a pretty fun match. Dragon Lee, Brooks Jensen in the main event. Triple threat. Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Trick Williams. Sami Zayn finally wins the world title. We love to see that. I'm trying to see that in real life, though, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to see a real life Sami Zayn world title reign, by the way. That's what I want to see. I'm seeing the same thing. Main eventing of a pay-per-view is the IC Championship match. Oh my god, in the Big 2-5. Logan Paul wins. Oh god, never mind. Take it all back. Let's move on to the next pay-per-view, which should be Money in the Bank. Now, every year, we get the same Money in the Bank ladder matches. Well, not the same Money in the Bank ladder matches, but we get the same winners. Pretty much everything you would see in real life is something you would see in the ladder match. So, you know what? Julia's had such a dominant reign. I'm going to go ahead and guess that Julia's actually going to be the one winning the ladder match here. I'm going to go ahead and bet on Julia. And then for the men, I'll say Gunther's always won it pretty much every year. So I'm going to say Julia and Gunther. Never mind, Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill is the one winning the Money in the Bank ladder match, and for the men, it's Gunther. Well, I got 50%. I got 50% accuracy on that one. We're, like I said, every single other time, we're only here for the winners. Let's be real. Actually, I want to see if she wins. Jordynne Grace, finally, dude. Finally, Jordynne Grace wins a title. Took her long enough. Trick Williams defeats Sammy, though. No, the Sami Zayn reign is over. Tatum Paxley wins the United States Women's Championship. Jade Cargill, Melo Slade, LA Knight. LA Knight wins. Okay, we got a new winner. This would actually gone hard like a year ago. Let's just move on to Mania so we can check the stats. We've officially almost hit the halfway point of the sim. One more WrestleMania. This would be WrestleMania. We're 4 years in, about to be 5. So if we're on 41, this is WrestleMania 45. 4 years plus 1, 5. Great. I'm good at math. I can't believe it. This is quite the Mania card. Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn for the world title. Low key, I wouldn't be mad if this is one of the main events. They have the history, even though Jey Uso is not the greatest singles wrestler of all time. Let's be real. The storyline though, this would kind of cook. Like if we had the Jey Uso title reign ended by Sami, that would have been cinema. All right, night 2 of Mania. LA Knight, Melo. I feel like this match is definitely gonna happen one day, right? Am I crazy? Cody wins the WWE Championship. Charlotte Flair wins the WWE Women's Championship, and now we've officially hit year 5. Once I get through this, because I don't know why, for whatever reason, the game makes me do this so I can move on to the next year. So we've officially hit the halfway point. 5 out of 10 years have been simulated, and you love to see it. Thank you very much. All right, 5 more years to go. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Let me go ahead and go to the Royal Rumble and see why is Giovanni Vinci main eventing. I really don't know, but let's see. Women's Rumble. Who wins the Women's Rumble? Stephanie McCurr. Okay, that's actually a really fun winner. I like that. Sami Zayn still is the champion. Bianca Belair, okay. Ripley and Roman Reigns wins another Rumble. And now we finally reach WrestleMania 46, I think. Yeah, 46. The main event is Sami versus Braun. Okay. I mean, I feel like this card could have been a lot worse. Rhea defeats Stephanie McCurr, and then Sami, bro. Sami's having a really good reign, by the way. I'll go ahead and just sim it. Roman Reigns wins the championship in the main event of WrestleMania. Bianca Belair also winning. You love to see it. Going to year number 6. So I think at this point, we reached the point, I said point twice, where we can just sim whole years and we won't be really missing much. So let's go ahead and just simulate the whole year. Get to year number 10. And then we'll see where we stand after that, and then we'll see. We'll check the final stats
later.
There we go. 10 years. 10 years has been completed. Now we can finally check the results. To the Rumble 4 times, and she won once. I thought, and she got 0 eliminations. That makes sense. That's totally how that works. Anyways, let's go ahead and check the championship histories. For the World Heavyweight Championship, let's see. Seth Rollins, of course, had it a million times. We've seen Javon Evan reigns. We've seen Sami hold it 3 times. You love to see that. Trick William reigns. Of course, Karrion Kross and Obafemi. So we got some NXT fellas. We got Bronson Reed holding it twice, and then Ethan Page held it 4 times, by the way. Wow. For 656 days, and Sami Zayn held it for the longest. This dude held it forever for 674 days. These are combined reigns, by the way, so it's not just one. Trick Williams, despite having it, I mean, he only won it once, right? No, he won it twice, and he only held it for a combined 56 days, which is tragic, an absolute tragedy. Anyways, for the IC title, The Mist is still holding on strong, but Dirty Dom has held it for the longest for a combined 921 days after holding it for 4 different times. He's had some long reigns, and Braun Breaker down there, he dominated that division for so long. Honestly, did not keep track of the tag team titles, but it looks like Finn and the Judgment Day held it 9 respective times, and the New Day as well, I guess. But the New Day still has held it for the longest time. Okay. Women's World Championship. Becky held it the longest, or the most. So Charlotte, then Liv, Bayley, Rhea, Io, Stephanie McCurr, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Asuka. Let me see. Jordynne Grace held it, of course. And then Wendy Chu was the Women's World Champion at one point. Becky held it the longest, right behind or right in front of Rhea. Stephanie McCurry, respectable. Nothing super crazy. I've had other times where people had like 999 reigns. Poor Jordan Grace held it once for a literal month. For the women's tag team championships, did not pay attention to this at all. Asuka and Kairi held it for 11 and 9 times respectively, so they probably definitely have the longest one at 1,781 days. Oh brother. Women's IC, I'm expecting Raquel to dominate this. Yeah, Raquel 5 different times did she do this, dude. Looks like Lola Vice and Lash and JC and Jane, even Maxine Dupree gotta run with it. But Raquel literally dominated this division. Like, she has almost 600 more days as champion compared to number 2. Like, that's crazy. That's straight up crazy, but okay. WWE Championship, Kevin Owens held it 7 times. He definitely seems like he held it the most, right in front of Cody, Roman, and Solo. Eric Rowan held it that one time. Noam Dar held it. Santos Escobar, Uncle Howdy, and Wesley were all champions, but Roman still with that real life reign that he had for 1,000 and like 316 days or something like that. He's the one that dominated. But 1,551 days for Roman, and then everybody else. Wesley actually had it for 188 days. That's pretty respectable, honestly. United States champion. This one was a little weird because I know I saw a Josh Briggs run in a Stacks run, but Melo held it 5 times, Jimmy 5 times. Okay, Stacks held it twice. Okay, but who held it the longest? I don't think. Yeah, Josh Briggs held it once. There he is. Melo was the second all-time most days combined at 756 days, right behind Lex Luger. So that's pretty respectable. I'm honestly curious how many days Josh Briggs had it, because that dude kind of held it for a while. Yeah, 230 days. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty respectable. And here we go with the last 3 titles, because we're not going to check the NXT titles. Jey Uso held it 6 times, the tag team championships. I don't think, yeah, it was basically just Montez. Oh my god, it's basically just Montez Ford and the Street Profits and DIY and a little bit of Pretty Deadly. Wow, DIY actually held it for the longest at 1,067 days. That's pretty good. 4-digit reigns. For the women's championship, this one was basically just hot potato between the same like 4 people. Charlotte 10 times. Jesus Christ, that's disgusting. Roxanne held it at one point. Kalani Jordan, Candice LeRae, Julia, Nikki Cross, Sol Ruka held it at one point, so not bad. But Charlotte, I mean, it's Charlotte, bro. It's Charlotte. They're gonna book her to win for like 1,000,000 days, so it's not really anything super to be ashamed of. And then the last title, the Women's United States Championship. This one was also dominated by Julia, who, even though she held it for one singular time, had a single day reign of 734 days to Chelsea Green's 726 days, even though she held it 5 different times. So yeah, Julia absolutely demolished this division, like by a mile. It wasn't even close, bro. It wasn't even close. It really wasn't. But yes, last but not least, we'll check the historical stats, I guess. I don't think there's anything different here. Roman Reigns has the main events in WrestleMania 13 times, apparently, according to this. Gunther has won Money in the Bank 5 times, and CM Punk cashed successfully twice, and I think everything else is still the same with the exception of The Miz, who actually entered the Rumble 21 times. And there you go. That is 10 years of simulating 2K. This is what the results are. And that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, of course, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. What do you think WWE is gonna look like in 10 years? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.